Everyone has bad days, even me, even you, and all the players and teams that you work with. Every individual has good days and bad days. It's just part of life. In this video, we will cover 5 tips to help your players when they have a bad day. So grab your pen and a piece of paper and let's get into it. What is up, guys? My name is Donny from nextlevel-esports.com, the #1 platform for esports coaches and team development to help you and your team reach that next level by getting the people side of esports right. So if you like this type of content, be sure to hit that like button. If you love this type of content, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll be the first one to get updated by new content that is coming out. And if you want to join like-minded people like yourself and like me, you can also head on to the description below for the Discord link and join the community of Next Level Esports there. Now let's get into the video. Let's talk about bad days. So the first thing that we have to understand is bad days are inevitable. That means we cannot go around it. Once every while we have a bad day, or when we have a sequence of bad days in a row, then you can tell, or you know for yourself, I am in a slump. That's how you call it. And those things are overcomable. So be sure to watch all the tips in this video so you know how to act in different situations so you can have more better days. And when you are in a bad day or in a slump, you can overcome it in a positive way. So also point number 3 is that when we have bad days, oftentimes in a row, or sometimes we start to doubt ourselves, or we are insecure, or we have parts of anxiety, that the first thing oftentimes players and people are looking at like, oh, I do something wrong. I need to change my tactic. I need to change my approach. Maybe I need to change my goal, my objective. Don't be that person, because oftentimes you just have a bad day and that is just like part of life. So don't be scared that you need to change everything, because that can be super detrimental for your performance in the short term and also long term. So stay consistent, hold on oftentimes to your plan, and if you are in a slump for a month or maybe 2, or like in a period that you feel like, oh, this is really not acceptable or natural anymore, then start to tune and look for things that you might improve over that amount of time, because maybe you are doing something wrong, but oftentimes we're doing the exact same thing that's good for us, but we just have a bad day and we have to deal with that and accept that. So the last point is about bad days. It never can ever be an excuse to not reflect on the performance, because if you're working with players, and especially young players, and you just give them the jail out a free card of yeah, it's okay, you just have a bad day. Although it sounds nice, even though when players or staff members or you have a bad day, you want to reflect as objectively as you can about the day and about the performance, so you can see patterns and you can objectively look, okay, what can we still improve on this day? Because sometimes you're in between scrims or practices and you want to reflect on what is happening, not just give the comment like, oh, it was just a bad game, let's just move on. That's not how performance works. You have to look at the things that you can measure, that you can feel, and then you can improve yourself. No matter if you have a great day or a bad day, stay true to your reflective capabilities so you can always improve. Tip number 1, check in with your players. So even though you understand that you can have bad days, you don't always see that others are having a bad day. Maybe something happened, maybe they haven't slept well, or whatever is going on. It's always good to check in with your players. So even though you are online and only with the audio on TeamSpeak or on Discord, or perhaps you have webcams on, or even better, if you're in a gaming house or a LAN event, then you can check really like literally in with your players. You can handshake them, touch them on the shoulder, or just ask them and interact with them with some questions, because you want to get in contact and you need to tell what their energy levels are and what their mood is and what's going on in their lives. So just like by these simple questions, hey, Jerry, how was your day today? Did you have a good day? Did you sleep well? And even though we as human beings often are in the tendency to say, yeah, I'm good, I'm fine, and all these things. But if you're really open and genuine and you sense that something is off in terms of the other days, that is a pattern sort to say, then you can really look into, hey, I feel something is off. And then you can ask a little bit more questions of like, hey, you feel a little bit off today. Did you sleep well? Or yeah, I slept well, but maybe my dog died, or I had to run towards the store because so I need a little bit time to get into the moment, etc. Or anything else happened. So you know what's up. And then it's way easier to go into that moment and to adapt towards what the player needs. So you can say, for example, okay, this really sucks. I'm really glad that you are here. Let's focus on the task for today, so you really know what to focus on. So the energy that you have left, spend your energy there so we can make a great day. Can we agree on that? And then you can make contact and you can build that connection together where you can have the best possible solution and performance. Tip number 2. We have to understand that once things happened, we cannot change it. It's in the past already. Even though it's 2 seconds ago, 5 seconds ago, 5 days ago, 5 years ago, it happened. And we have to acknowledge that and sort of accept it. Inside the moment, we have emotions coming up, and it's not always that easy to help a player to refocus on what they can control, but it is something that you can help them with. So that is tip number 2, to focus on what they can control. So what are the things that they are doing all the time? Do they have a warm-up routine? Do we do maybe with the team mindfulness in terms of meditation? Do they maybe always like to lay on the couch before a match or before a practice? Or do we have enough breaks? What kind of routines are already within the player that they can fall back on, that you know by interacting with them that will help them get into a more positive mindset or state of mind that they can perform better. So it's not super worst day, but maybe slightly bad day, or maybe they can come up at the level, or maybe you're that good, and to energize them in the way with focusing them back with their control, that they can perform even higher. So it really depends always, as always, on the situation, but focusing on the control is a really good thing. And just like what I said in the beginning, when you have bad days, we always have the tendency to change things if things are not going our way. But oftentimes we are right at the right pace at the right time, but it's just not working out, or something is in between, and we don't always need to understand it, then to accept it. So keep doing what you are doing, and that helps us to get into that mood again, into the performance state. Just do what you always do, and then it's the best chance to get into that performance, into that flow state that we often, or actually always, want to be in, but sometimes we don't reach that, but it is okay. We want to provide as much possibilities to get into that performance stage. And by focusing on the things that you control, you might just get there. Tip number 3, help them laugh. This is one, obviously, that you possibly know, but if you didn't, here it is, because it's a very powerful tool to use as a coach, as a staff, or between players overall. So what we need to understand about laughing is laughter reduces stress. It makes things more light and puts things into perspective. Even though you had the worst game of the day, instead of maybe going really harsh on yourself and like, oh, I'm so bad, I'm terrible, and all these things, sometimes it really helps to just laugh it away, like, oh my god, I don't understand why I'm playing this bad, or maybe the whole team plays bad, like, oh my god, guys, this is really shitty, right? And you just laugh it away, and maybe even those things that are even worse than they did, and you come up with something that was so terrible, and you all laugh, and then it puts away of the pressure, and you can have a more positive mindset in moving forward. That often really helps a lot by maintaining consistency and putting bad days behind you. As well as something that might be correlated with laughing is do something you enjoy. Don't focus on the game. Start up scribble.io, some other Crunker.io, or anything else that you know that makes each other laugh or have some joyful moment with each other. Crack a joke as well is another one that you can do as a coach in order to bring a little bit of lightness into the atmosphere. So that is very good. And also, if they have a couple of days, then build a mental crappy day pile and put the day there. So okay, this one, even though I tried my hardest, I tried my best, I just laugh at it, I put it on a crappy day pile. And maybe at the end of the season you feel like, oh, the pile's pretty big. You stare at it mentally, you laugh at it, and then you move away. So it's a sort of small, easy, slightly funny exercise that you can do, but it works from time to time. So these are some things to help others laugh and to overcome bad days and slumps. When people have bad days, it's a much easier tendency also for the brain and for us as individuals in general to focus on everything that goes bad. If you have, for example, a car accident or something happened in the morning, then the rest of the day is assuming in your brain like, oh, this is one of those days, it will be terrible once again, and the rest of the day will be terrible. Well, in fact, objectively, that isn't true, and we understand it cognitively. But when something happens to you or the team, this can be a thing that you are thinking about. So it is a good exercise or a good way to focus on the good things. So if you have players or maybe the team coming in and they letting their heads down or they're starting off negatively, then it might be a good thing to change the perspective on everything that good happened today and help them to be open. Like, hey, what are you gonna do today? Maybe when we take a break for an hour, go for a walk, enjoy the sunshine, maybe get an ice cream around the corner, or something else that is joyful. Or when we are done with this thing, we can do something fun and just focus on the positive side, as well as instill gratitude. So even though it might be a bad day, you lost a tournament or a very important match, it can change the perspective or lighten things in the atmosphere to say like, yeah, but we're still in the playoffs and we have this great synergy or brotherhood within the team that we really enjoy and we have to cherish it and sort of express our gratitude towards another. So a quick exercise can be, what are you grateful or what do you have gratitude for today in terms of the team or the game that we are playing? And then you can have maybe some cheesy comments or things that are pretty fun and good to focus more on the positive things and forget about the negative things, the bad day, or even the slump. So let them think about good things that happen or are going to happen today is a very useful tip. So use that one and let me know what you think. That was number 4. Let's move on to number 5. The last but not least tip, number 5, help them with positive self-talk. Oftentimes when we are in the game and we have a bad day, it's like, oh, here we go again. Another bad day. Oh my God, I hope we don't suck as much as yesterday. And even though it seems like, oh, it's not that powerful or just to filter out your emotion, it can be really detrimental to only say negative things in your mind or speak it out into the team environment. But most of this is connected towards the inner self-talk, the things that you don't know. So if you have a player that seems like off or having a bad day or is within a slump, then ask them the questions to, what are you saying to yourself at these moments? Oh, I suck, I'm terrible, I'm letting my teammates down. And try to change that way of talking towards himself that is beneficial for him and the team, because it changes the perspective. So look for ways of what is a more positive way to talk for them. So it can be, for example, instead of, oh, here we go again, it will be another bad day, then go, this day is a chance to redeem myself and to get back on track. or I suck so much. Every time I play at my fullest and my thing, and I have the intention to always play at my best. So these are some very interesting things that really can change someone's perception of a bad day, and also really can be a great impact of their performance in the moment and looking forward. So if they are in a slump, this is one of the best things that you can do in order to change someone's negative self-talk behavior, and to not to prolong the slump, but to break the streak of bad days and to go into a positive spiral. Because self-talk is very, very important if you want to reach peak performance as an individual and of course as a team. And that is it, guys. 5 tips to help your players when they are having a bad day and to get them out of slumps and bad days. So if you like this type of video, smash that like button, of course. And if you love this type of content, also hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell if you want to stay updated with all the new types of content of Next Level Esports. If you want to join the Next Level Esports Discord with free content, free events and everything that is attached, and a great network of coaches and others that are interested in team development, head down to the description below and click the link, and I will speak to you there. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.